What's up, everybody? It's whatever Mike 43 explanation point coming at you with another of my testimonial testimonies. I told you that one day I would get to the life after death thing. What happens when you die? At least what happened to me when I died. And today is the day to put that video out. So I will make it. We'll start from the beginning, but I'll make it as detailed as possible for you. And I won't leave anything out, and I'll make it as quick as possible though, without running off. Okay, so first of all, honesty is the best policy when telling these stories. So I will be honest and open with it completely. You could take it and judge it however you want to judge it after that. Okay, so one night, I was a mechanic. I came home from work. And every day when I came home from work, at that point in time, they came out with a substance called spice. And you smoked it like you smoke weed. And I would smoke it, spice. I'd been going on a year, probably, I think, a few months to a year of smoking spice every day. I developed a nasty cough and all that. So anyways, I went home one day like the regular days that I normally do. And I rolled myself a big fat blunt of spice. Now, I didn't know that it could kill you, but anyways, it could. It could make your breath. It can make you stop breathing. It could pretty much make you pass out and not wake up, which is what happened to me. So I rolled a big fat blunt of spice, and I'm sitting on my front porch, and I'm smoking it. And the way that some people smoke and some people smoke, the way that I smoke was, I hit that thing and I inhale and I hold it in until I'm ready to breathe back in again. So even with weed, it's always like that. So I held it in really, really good. I hit that thing a couple of times. And then I went out of it, like disappeared. Couldn't tell if I was alive or dead, but just out completely. So this is what happened when I was out completely. So as I was out completely, what happened was, I feel like I died because I felt a pull from my body and I felt myself lift up, but I didn't see anything on the way to it or anything on the way to heaven, or anything happened other than the fact that I was just rushly pulled up. And then I was into this bright lighted area. Like there was just a beautiful white, like I guess you would imagine what you would see on TV, like if you're watching like a Marvel movie and someone died and they're in like the astral plane or whatever, in this big beautiful light, what would be behind the gates of heaven, this, just the area, the entire area, you're engulfed in this beautiful light and you're happy. You don't feel any other emotion except for joy. That's it. That's one thing for sure. When you get there, you're in the area. I'm only describing you one thing at a time first. I'm going to get to everything. You're in this area. I didn't see God. I didn't see Jesus or anything. Forgive me, Father. No name in vain. But I was in this, and I was an orb. I know that I was an orb because I saw a bunch of other orbs of energy. I could see around me. I was no longer in body. There was no body to me. I knew that I was just an energy. And I knew there was nothing in my feeling but bliss. Just complete joy. And so I was floating around as this orb. You can't see yourself. So you don't look at yourself. You can't see like what, as if you're looking at your arms or your body. It's like you don't look at yourself. You just know that that's what you must be because everyone else there is an orb of energy, of light or whatever. So, and you can go up to these orbs and you can communicate. And you're not communicating through vocal or anything like that. Your orb goes next to the other orb and you just know what you're saying. Like the thought is there of what you're thinking about and talking about. But it was I just remember being so happy. I don't remember who or what orb I was talking to. I just remember that I was so happy being there. And then while I was there, enjoying my time with other orbs. I cannot tell you or recall to you any of the words spoken because it was just like communication and feeling. But while I was there, I think I either asked for him or I said his name, but I think I said it in vain. And because remember, you're free. Even as a soul, you're free. Even when you go to heaven, God gave you freedom. So when I was in heaven, I said the name Jesus. Forgive me, Father. I said that name and I was pulled out from the light with everybody else, with all the other orbs, and I went down into this blackness. And as I look up, I could see the light and everyone and all the blue orbs in it, not everyone, but all the blue orbs in it. I could see that beautiful light and I missed it so much. But by having said the Lord's name in vain, I was being punished. And now I understood what being out of the light of God means. When I did that, when I swore and I got punished for it, there's like, I want to say that book that was written where The Journey to the Center of the Earth, where there is a purgatory. It was like that. I was this far from the light. Like, so I would say from here to the light, I was about 20 feet. And I hovered in that area of yearning to get back. And then I remember asking for forgiveness. And then I still stayed there. I guess you have to do like a certain penance. And you feel this blackness envelop you. You can see that light up there, but it doesn't touch you. That to me, what I felt was like, oh my gosh, I'm out of the light of God. That up there, that heaven, that light that I saw up there, and I was engulfed in this blackness, only about 20 feet down, it didn't touch me. I could see that it was there, but I wasn't a part of it anymore. The sensation of joy was gone. The only sensation that I felt was despair. That's how I could describe it. When that happened, and I realized that I was enveloped in all blackness, and that light was up there, and I wasn't even a part of it anymore. It's like you can see it, but it doesn't affect you. Like if you're 20 feet away from a manhole, and you're chained up in there, and you can see that light out there, but it doesn't affect you. You can't be a part of it. You're not a part of it anymore. And so then after I did my penance of, I guess, I don't know, in my mind, I felt like it was like, I don't know, 15 seconds or so. And I did pray, I did ask for forgiveness. And then I slowly went back up out of the darknesses and was allowed into the light again. And now I was so happy. The joy came right back. The feeling of being in the light of God, the feeling of being what I thought was in heaven with the other orbs. I don't remember seeing any scenery or nothing. I just remember, maybe because I didn't have enough time to take it in, I just remember being in this beautiful, draped and everything in this beautiful light and these perfectly blue energy orbs that you can communicate with, but you can't, it's like you're not even speaking real words. You're like communicating in happiness and joyness. I can't explain it. Like you met up with those family members that you always thought all your life that you were going to see them in heaven again, and you did, but you don't have questions or anything to say. You're saying just by being connected in this joy. The joy is the words. You know what I mean? There's nothing. You don't need anything, so you don't miss anything. You don't desire anything, so you're not feeling desire or bad or anything. It's just joy. Because you don't need nothing. You're not physical anymore. You no longer need any of this brained emotions from the brain or anything. You're just there. And it's just all joy and happiness. Like you forget about everything that was happening down here is gone. It's like you just forget about the fact that you had just came from Earth and you're there. And I suppose that you remember your loved ones as they come into heaven with you. But you're there and you don't think about Earth. You don't think about any earthly things. Just like it says in the Bible, when you die, like everything about you will be forgotten. Sand in the wind, just done. It's like that. When you leave this place, your time for here is over. And when you hit up there, your time of here is gone and you don't think of it. And it's like it never existed except for the part that you were connected, well, with your family and you're back with them. And I don't even know if those were my family members that I was connecting with, that I was conversating with, that I was being joyous with. I don't know. It's just whatever is up there, whoever they are, whatever orbs they were that I was communicating in, was just pure happiness and joy. And I remember enjoying it. I remember feeling like if I were to be physical and smiling, it would be from ear to ear. It was the most wonderful feeling ever. And then once I was up there back with the blue orbs for just like a few seconds, man, I remember being pulled. I was pulled. It wasn't like I woke up. I was pulled back into my body, and I remember it. Like, it felt like a jolt. Like, like almost like as if even your torso is shot down. Like, it even moves. Like it's been forced back in. I woke up, or I became back alive, and it wasn't the fact that I was smoking on that blunt thing that burned a hole through my shorts and through my boxers and burned a hole in my leg. The thing was actually stuck in the hole, and like it's part of it in my finger and the rest of it in the hole in my shorts, and it had went out. It had been burnt out. It had burnt me long ago, and I didn't get up from the burning sensation or nothing. It was already way out and cold. And, I didn't feel any pain from it at that point in time when I got up because it was already out. It was already burnt. But damn, it sure did went through. And that did not get me up. So it wasn't like I was in some stupor. And then, after the third or fourth hit and I let the blunt like that should have burned me and woke me up. But it wasn't like that. I think I died. I believe I died. I just took too much of that stuff and stopped breathing. And then came back. And that was another thing. For me, it was maybe for everyone else to get, he was high on spice. So I don't believe a word he says because, everybody in this world for some reason, or not everybody, but a lot of people in this world for some reason seem to discredit people because they're a convicted felon, or discredit people because they've tried drugs, or the episode happened to them while they happen to have been high, but they just go ahead and dismiss it as, it didn't happen because of this or because of that. A guy could be a convicted felon and, oh my God, you put a convicted felon in the White House? But what if the crime that he did, convicted felon, 25 years ago, that, was nothing that, was a small felony, okay? Or maybe even a violent felony that he got off, So how do people compute that now as like, oh my God, you have a felon in there? They don't at all see the gray area. So take this with whatever, grain of salt, however you want to take it. I know what happened to me, and I really feel it that is what happened. And it was another one of the epiphanies. Not like I'm high every time when I say a story. It's just one time when spice existed, I got high and I died from it. I really believe that. Anyways, and I believe that I was sent to heaven. I believe I was punished in heaven and sent to hell for just a little bit, or at least in the purgatory part, out of the light of God, because I do match that up with what it's saying in the Bible. Like, to be out of God's presence and out of the light of God, it is despair. It is what I felt. So I hope that someone else has maybe happened this before. Please leave a comment or whatever, or if you want to know to better help you with your faith. These are my true story testimonies. Spice is dangerous or was dangerous. You know that it could kill you. You know that it could stop you from breathing. We know that. It wasn't me high, hallucinating or anything. Only a sober person would actually say something like that. Only a sober person, or a person that's perfect, that has never committed anything in their life would say something like that. Someone that has never taken a sip of alcohol or something could attribute everything to just being like that, but that's not how real life works. Those of you who understand, you know what I'm talking about. at least you're real, and you can understand how something like this could happen, even though, yeah, I was smoking spice, but it doesn't mean it was a hallucination. It happened to me. There's my story. Judge me how you will, I guess. But only God has that right. So thank you. I hope that maybe this story in some type of way, if this has happened to anyone else before, please leave a comment so I can read about it. Maybe this will better help your faith. Maybe you'll better help my faith. Pass it along. That's what God wants us to do anyway. So if you got a story for me, please let it out. I'll take it. Amen. God bless you, everybody.